So I found this new video about this work culture and the feminism and the negativity of feminism in the YouTube video, and I always wanted to react to one of those videos before because I thought I have some other points or my own words that I wanted to share, but I've never actually did it before because for once I've seen what people can do when you share your own voice and then people don't like it, and then they harass you or disband your channel or report a channel and stuff like that. Another thing is that I've always wanted to react to a video that was made by a female, and because it's an issue, I think someone from their own perspective would react to first, and then I would react to that video or that perspective of points of views. That's what I wanted. So I found this video about just that criteria that I had matched, and the video's name was the problem of work culture and the negativity of feminism, I think. This channel's name is Baggage Claim, and it's a very new channel, but I really liked the contents of that channel, and I really loved the video. Now I didn't see that video. I really saw only like 3 minutes of it, and the moment I realized that this is the video about those problems and those issues, I decided to not watch this at all. I decided to react on it, and then I stopped it, and now I'm going to watch this video with you guys, and then I'll try to say what I am agreeing on or what I think about this issue, and I'll try to talk about it a little as well. So bear with me, guys, and thank you for watching this video. Welcome back to my channel.
Recently, there's been quite a surge in the representation of women across all media, like movies and TV shows, including women at the helm of decades-old franchises, even taking over roles that are traditionally held by men. And honestly, fans have loved it. While it is a big change for everyone has respected the change and shown up in droves to support these new female heroes. No, I'm just kidding. Everyone hates it, and everyone is really damn pissed about it. And the reviews and box office numbers are just as bad as people say, no matter how much Rotten Tomatoes tries to convince us otherwise. But why? Well, it's probably because everybody hates women. Nope, that's not why. Turns out 50% of the population is female, and you know what? They're not going to see these movies or supporting these TV shows either. Is it because women hate women? No, it's because these movies and TV shows are, spoiler alert, really bad. And that's what we're going to talk about today, the problem with the modern and very woke representation of women. Now, speaking as a woman of brownish color, I have to say that I don't really see myself connecting with the new Batwoman, Rey Skywalker, the new female Doctor, the new Mulan, Captain Marvel, the Charlie's Angels, Harley Quinn, and especially not Commander Holdo, or as I like to call her, Purple Hair Lady from Star Wars. I just don't like any of these characters.
So stick to your post and follow my orders.
Oh god, especially not Commander Holdo. No, when I think of incredible badass women, I think of Black Widow, or Rita Vrataski from Edge of Tomorrow, and Zoe from Firefly.
This is something that I can agree to. Yes, you have seen a lot of strong female characters, and you also see characters that try to be strong but doesn't represent strongness, or most of the time they represent their gender more than their struggle to become a strong person or something like that. She mentioned two characters, Black Widow and this character from Age of Tomorrow, played by Emily Blunt, I think, and she did amazing. And those characters were strong, and they didn't show their strength, not because they were women, but because they trained so hard. They face so much, they have so much experience, and they gathered the strength, and then they become this strong person rather than a strong woman. And there are other female characters that I really liked who represent strong personality rather than strong woman categorized. So this is something, a very unique way to represent this issues, because yeah, there are female actors or female superheroes or female characters that are strong, but still female oriented films or TV series are doing very bad because of that issue, not because they're portrayed like this or that, because they are portrayed as a female much than a person. That's what I think. And they always try to struggle, behead the struggle and such, and then they show that she's strong, or she is strong-willed, or she knows a lot of things, or she is the best because she is a female or a woman, and that's a very wrong perspective you can show to someone. So I'm very, very on board with this point.
I think of Éowyn taking down the Witch King of Angmar in Lord of the Rings, and Wonder Woman walking into No Man's
Exactly.
Land. This scene just gives me goosebumps. The reason I absolutely love these characters is because their ability is apparent, but oh so understated. Their gender is never brought up as a justification, excuse, or any sort of complaint. They're fully aware of their strengths and weaknesses and use other people's perceptions of their gender to their advantage. Like when Natasha Romanoff lets Russian gangsters think that they have her overpowered, when really she can easily break out whenever she wants. I like that these women fight for higher callings than themselves. They fight for peace or for justice, and their penultimate goal isn't their own glory, but the triumph of good over evil.
I'm a soldier. I volunteered. I'm not walking away.
And I have to say that my absolute favorite thing about them is that they don't hate men. They don't feel threatened or put upon by the men around them. Instead, they form bonds with them and work with them shoulder to shoulder as equals. And their own power is not diminished in comparison. They're not here to destroy the patriarchy. They're here to do what's right. Now, the creators of these new female characters would probably say the same thing, that these characters are here to do the right thing and give young girls everywhere positive representations to look up to. But how have they done that? Well, let's look at the first mistake that woke feminism is making, and that is taking over existing male franchises. A few years ago, it was announced that Doctor Who, a BBC program that has been a staple of British programming for the better part of the last 6 decades, would for the first time feature a female doctor. Now, to say that all the fans were against this would be just as inaccurate as saying that everyone was for it. People were intrigued about this new direction, but were worried that their favorite show would get the same treatment that Star Wars and Ghostbusters had gotten before it. Search male replaced with female, with a lethal dose of identity politics. You see, in recent years, the introduction of female-led media has not been simply a nod to female empowerment and the opportunity to take stories into new and interesting directions. No, it's usually accompanied with some pretty heavy-handed reinforcement of about time, and this is what we all need. And while it can sound empowering, it comes off as very self-congratulatory and self-aggrandizing, and completely distracts from why people tune in every week: the story and the characters.
Boring.
Yes, this is another point that I'm agreeing on, because yes, they always try to focus on bringing up female characters rather than making a good film or good series with good stories, and all those things are most of the time being discarded, and they only focus on, like, well, this is a film about male, let's cut some female and then make a film about it. They don't pay much attention to film stories or cinematography or other things. They just do that, and that's a very bad thing, you know. If you make a film about no stories, that have no strong stories or such, and then you make a film about it and then it fails in box office, and then you blame men or blame others because they didn't see the film, is quite a wrong statement to make. So yeah, this is something else that I'm very much agreeing on, and so far so good. This video is actually making a lot of sense to me. I'm really, really liking it.
And this is the second mistake that woke feminism is making. It feels entitled to its success. Remember when Charlie's Angels was set to release a few years ago, and people were doubting whether it would be a good movie? And here's what the director Elizabeth Banks had to say about it.
I've seen this video. I've seen Elizabeth Banks' comment about it, and I just said exactly what I said before. And the film was incredibly bad. Incredibly bad. They just casted some female characters. I mean, yeah, Charlie's Angel is a female-oriented film, but the film before that and cast and their the way they portrayed strong woman or attractive woman at the same time, and then you see the new film and the new Charlie's Angel and the characters, and you just see that they are not playing a strong character or anything. It's just bizarre. It just totally female-oriented film that had no good storytelling or anything. And then this film failed, and the director ranted about it and complained that men should watch these films because we watch men's films as well. This is wrong. Just because we watch that film doesn't mean we have to watch this film, or that makes no sense, you know. I'm going to watch a film only when it's a good film, or only when it makes sense to watch, only when it has good storytelling or good cinematography or good stories to tell, or good actors and actresses or good acting, perhaps. If you don't have those things in a film, I'm not going to watch it just because it's female-oriented film. I'm not going to watch a male-oriented film in a film where every main character is male, and just because of that, I'm not going to watch that film either. There are tons of films that are strictly male-oriented. The main cast has nothing but male in it, and those films also failed as well. There are tons of examples about those films as well, and they didn't get the same treatment as you are hoping to get. So I know what she's going to say. I've seen that clip, so yeah, that's what I think about it. So that's what I think about the statement.
My real plea is for men to have enough empathy to go see movies starring women, because I've been asked to go see movies starring men my entire life, and happily have done so, and I don't know why men don't return the favor.
Now, female creators or male creators of female empowering shows might feel they're justified in their sense of entitlement of success, support, and loyalty from fan bases. But that doesn't mean that people are going to give it to them. In fact, entitlement is often universally met with scorn and mockery. But of course, they don't think that they're being entitled. They think that they're asking for what they're due. Oh wait, that is the definition of entitlement. But the energy they're spending on demanding success is the energy they're not spending where they need to. And this is the next mistake that woke feminism is making. The characters, these examples for young girls everywhere, well, they're not that great.
I need you to fix his suit.
The suit is literal perfection.
It will be, when it fits a woman.
What? Wait, I didn't see this series when it came, just because I didn't get a good review, and I didn't get a good vibe from the trailer and the teaser from Batwoman series. That dialogue right there is another reason I'm never going to see this series ever again. Never. Why? Her reasoning is so wrong, so bad, that she thinks a suit that had, you know, contains a legacy of a great character, Batman, and that suit is battle-proof. That suit is put on test many times in real life. And then this character came along, and she said, she demanded that you had to fix this suit, rather than she could say that I need to remodel the suit, or I need you to rearrange the suit, because it makes sense and that way, because yeah, that Batman suit will never fit her. She could have said that, but she said I need you to fix those suits. And then these guys say that this suit is literal perfection, and he is right. This suit actually saved Batman a lot of times. It's battleproof. And then she didn't say that, well, I have those ideas, or I have some other ideas about my own version. She literally said that this suit is going to be perfect when it fits a woman. So when it was fitted a man, it wasn't perfect? That's what you're trying to say? I don't know. If you're trying to say that, that's wrong. You know, it's like you are a female soldier who is trusted to hold Captain America's shield, and then you say that I want this shield to be pink, and then said, what's with that? And she said, well, it will be pink only when it will be in my hand or something. I don't know. You make a comment like that, and you are basically insulting Captain America, and in this case, you're insulting Batman and Batman's legacy. And this is not how you do things. You know, you don't remodel something feminine just because that's the perfect way. It's because it's the reasonable way. You show that that's just the reasonable thing to do, not because you have to do it to get the perfection level. That's very, very wrong. I'm totally disagreeing this dialogue, and I am not going to see this film or series just because of that, because this is a very, very wrong representation of female, and this is a very wrong representation of any characters. You are literally downgrading all the other characters that played before you, who played Batman before you, and then you are diminishing them, and then you are calling your own version the perfect version, and it's an insult. So that's what I think about this tab.
Imagine the hubris of taking the work of someone else, Bruce Wayne in this situation, someone who battle-tested and designed something for themselves. Imagine strolling in and demanding that the suit be fixed to fit you, and that it is only perfect once it fits a woman who did nothing to earn it except be a woman. I'm sorry, am I supposed to connect with this behavior? Am I supposed to look at this and applaud this as a win and apply it into my own life? Am I supposed to barge into someone's office while they're out to lunch and demand that they swap out the name on the door? How about this scene from Doctor Who, where an MI6 official assumes the Doctor is a man? A fair assumption, since the Doctor has been a man for many decades. Does the female Doctor handle it with grace, with maturity, and earn the respect of her audience as well as everyone around her?
I've had an upgrade. Hi.
Really? Really? Did you really need to put down every man that has come before you? Why do they need to kneel down for you to stand up? And that's the problem with these characters. There is such a bitterness in them. They're not working for something bigger than them. They're driven by vengeance and anger.
I'm not about to let a man take credit for a woman's work.
Okay, but you just took credit for Batman's work, so that's okay. This antagonistic behavior assumes that we just hand over success to men simply for being men. By that logic, no male-led movie ever does badly, and no male character is ever criticized or disliked. That would mean that Solo, a movie about a well-known, beloved male character, should have done well, but it didn't. I can't believe I need to say this, but success needs to be earned. But woke feminism thinks that if you don't like these characters, then you are a sexist. This is the next mistake of woke feminism. There is no such thing as legitimate criticism. No, any criticism of these totally incredible characters must be born out of bitter jealousy and a deep desire to keep women down. That if you dislike a female character, it's because she possesses power, and we are more comfortable with seeing women in subservient positions. Even we women who criticize them don't apparently realize the years of brainwashing we've undergone that has told us that the woman's place is one step behind the man, if not in the kitchen. On to the next mistake that woke feminism makes. Its unshakable belief that it is saving society. That men would be bigoted, toxic fools if woke feminists weren't putting them in their place, and that women would be helpless, knitting by the fire and weeping into their handkerchiefs, wondering when the men would be home. that young women everywhere would have no role models without woke feminism, born out of yet another flawed belief that you need to see exactly yourself on screen, someone who has your skin color, your background in order to connect with them. But that's not how human beings work, and that's not how imagination works. Regardless, more female representation on screen is a good thing, and feminism has been doing a great job on that front for many decades now. That is until woke feminism came out of nowhere, punched traditional feminism in the gut, and said it was here to save it. Remember when Captain Marvel came out and made $1 billion at the box office and everyone was like congratulating Brie Larson, and she was like, guys, women can be leads in movies just like men, jeez. I think what drives me crazy about this is that there is absolutely no acknowledgement of the past, as if Sarah Connor did not terminate the Terminator and Ripley did not destroy the alien, as if these women didn't decades ago dominate the box office as badass action heroes. Strong female characters have been speaking well for their gender far longer than the woke feminists would have you believe, but there's one clear difference between the two types of representations. These females coming onto the screen weren't perfect superheroes. No, they had shortcomings, and they were up against insurmountable odds. And they fought back, they learned, they grew, and when they overcame the enemy, we saw ourselves in them and believed that we too could overcome everything that scares us. Well, what about the female characters of today? They're either completely perfect, or other times they're rude, arrogant, and entitled, and tend to stay that way.
You're a female Bruce Wayne.
Awesome, hilarious, handsome.
Most commonly, we associate these traits with brash men.
Big man in a suit of armor. Take that off, what are you?
Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
I know guys with none of that worth 10 of you.
If our main hero possesses these traits, then it's almost guaranteed that it will be their undoing. That is, until they learn some much-needed humility. The reason the Marvel franchise was so incredibly successful was because at the heart of it was the transformation of two men. Captain America started off as an idealistic, selfless servant to his country, but eventually learned the tiny amount of selfishness needed for him to actually live his life and be happy. Tony Stark went from a hedonistic, self-serving playboy constantly impressed by his own genius to a man who found meaning and paid the ultimate price to preserve it. People could connect with these heroes, see themselves in their struggles, and believe that they too could rise from their errors and achieve greatness. But the modern female woke hero doesn't get this traditional hero's journey. Mulan is no longer a scared girl taking up arms for the first time in order to protect her elderly father, earning her place in the army and earning the respect of everyone around her. No, in the new version, Mulan has always had chi flowing through her, and she was always meant to be the greatest warrior of all time. What's holding her back is society's expectation that a woman should not fight.
A confession has to be made by me. I have never seen Mulan before. Not the new one, not the old one. But this video actually said something, and I don't know what to say about this, because they just literally twisted a story, an existing story, to build something that's actually the problem in this society right now. In Mulan, that she said she had to go a journey, and she had to learn a lot of things. She was scared, a little girl, and then she started training, and then she became this warrior. She had this journey throughout the story. In the new film, they actually dumped the journey, and then they straight up showed that this girl was always strong. She never had a chance to fight because the society or the family. I think portraying family and society as an antagonistic way is a very bad thing right now, because I don't think we're living in that era anymore. We are very advanced right now. People have choices, and I know there are some certain countries where female are still getting very bad treatment, or treatment that has no meaning, or they don't get enough rights. But when you think about it, this is something you don't want to do anymore because it's way past. You need to move on from this points of views. You need to bury these points of view rather than bringing them again and again in an entertainment business like this one. I don't think only a few countries, most of the countries in Europe or America and any other countries, female have strong responsibility and well-beings and doings in society or in their families right now. They're not just female and working in a kitchen type. They're working outside, they're earning, they're contributing to the society, they're contributing to the family. And to move further and move forward, we need to bury that mindset that we have come forward to. And it's actually, we need to stop thinking about it rather than bringing that up again in a film or in a TV series. That's what you're doing to empower, to represent so-called empowerment. I think you should not do this. Anyone should not do this, and they should move on from this point of view, and they should do something else about it. And I think that's what they need to do right now.
Captain Marvel is the most powerful Avenger.
There's no competition for me because I'm the strongest, so it's just kind of like a...
And what's holding her back? I guess her desire for her mentor's approval, I guess? And she overcomes that easily.
Prove to me you can beat me with that!
Now Rey is, well, perfect. Without a day of training, she can mind control guards and pick up a lightsaber and kick Kylo Ren's butt. She's amazing. She can save the day. What a queen. What a bunch of queens. Slaying all day, doing epic backflips and like, who cares? Look, I want a woman to save the day. I like that just as much as I like the man saving the day. But is it too much to ask that it be earned? That the powers and abilities aren't just handed to these characters, but that they work at them. They hone their skills, suffer defeats that they learned from, and meditate on losses, and come back stronger than ever. And can these women suffer consequences when they behave in terrible ways? Like in The Last Jedi, when Commander Holdo does not share with her team what the plan is for saving the last vestiges of the rebellion. Instead, when a male subordinate asks her what the plan is, she immediately insults him.
Before we can find a new base, so what's our plan?
Our plan, Captain? Not Commander, right? Wasn't it Leia's last official act to demote you?
She assumes that because he's a man, he is not entitled to communication. The rebellion is this close to being extinguished. He's not here to have a pissing match with you. He wants to be useful.
I just want to know what's going on.
Of course you do. I understand. I've dealt with plenty of trigger-happy flyboys like you. You're impulsive, dangerous, and the last thing we need right now. So stick to your post and follow my orders.
This is not good leadership. This is childish behavior, expecting that your team should follow you blindly, and if they don't, it's because of their toxic masculinity. And you know what? She dies a hero, and everyone's like, hooray, we should always believe women, even when they're being terrible leaders. Okay, can Hollywood come up with a better villain than just society? That society doesn't believe in our female hero, so that's why she's not achieving greatness. I know it's supposed to represent the struggles of women today, but believing in yourself is just one of the aspects needed for success. You know why I loved the first Wonder Woman movie? Because despite Diana being literally a god killer, she isn't just an instant warrior. No, she works at it. She trains hard with incredible female warriors and takes falls and hard hits, but learns and grows. So when we finally see her kick some German butt, we revel in it, because she's worked through blood, sweat, and tears to get that good. But what about in the second movie? Well, they undo all that. They show a 10-year-old Diana easily besting women 3 times her age and ultimately losing because of a minor detail. So she's been magic the entire time? Why did she need to train as hard as she did in the first movie as a teenager and as an adult?
This is another topic that we need to address. I've already talked about it in the Mulan part, where you discard the journey, discard the training part, discard all the struggles and other stuff that you have, conquered to get to the point where you are right now. Dropping all these and then showing that you are already this strong is not always a good filmography, I think. I mean, yeah, there are some characters like Superman and other stuff who actually know how to fight, who's incredibly strong, their strength is unparalleled and stuff like that. You see in Man of Steel, and in that film he fight with a general who's also a Kryptonian, and this general is a war veteran who have fought many fights, and he is trained, experienced, but somehow he gets defeated by Superman. Yeah, this kind of thing. Because of those things, you don't connect to the characters quite often. So when in this video, the way they're talking about the Diana incident in the first film, they actually showed that from the beginning of her life, when she was little, she was doing this films. She was doing this training with, secretly or publicly. And when she was grown up as a woman, she was still training. She was still learning a lot. And in the second film, they started the film with this little kid defeating all the other grown-up women like it was nothing. So this establishment from this to this is totally different, and I'm agreeing with this. So you should not just discard all the journey that they gone through. A great example of a woman becoming strong is, I think, is Kill Bill franchise. This film, you literally see the main character, the protagonist, the female character. She is going through hell and forth, and she is fighting. She is learning from this master to another. She is learning kung fu. She is learning samurai swordsmanship. She is learning secret movements. She is fighting in real life. She is getting injured. She is getting slashed. She is getting all those stuff just to get to the point where she actually gets to kill the person she wanted to kill in the beginning of the film. So this journey gives you this accountability, this reasonable thing that you can actually reason with the character. I think you need to do this. You need to do this kind of thing in the film. If you want to build up a character, if you want to develop a character, you need to put this kind of stuff in the film. So discarding that is an incredibly bad idea in my point of view. So that's one point. And I'm already getting this a lot of points, so yeah.
The problem with these perfect princesses is that it's impossible to connect with them. That's not me. I'm not perfect. I'm not born with magic that makes me able to air kick spears at the enemy. Sorry. And if the lesson here is that every woman has innate abilities they're born with that are being squashed because of society's restrictions, well, that's just a terrible lesson. Because we're telling women that we have nothing to learn. We're born with everything we're capable of being, and we should only trust and listen to women and men. They're just interested in sex and keeping you down. I guess my question here is, what are woke feminists after? Are they working for equality? If so, why does it seem like all their TV shows and movies are all about putting men down and propping women up as perfect?
It's normal, am I? The only time I've been a man that last body. Dear Lord, how do you cope with all that ego?
And if they are for equality, why oh why are they pushing the worst lesson for women possible? That women don't need to be criticized. There is so much growth that happens when we are criticized. Yes, not all criticism we get in our lives is legitimate. Sometimes it's born from jealousy or fear, but criticism is necessary for growth, for change, for us to adapt, and for us to excel. Telling women that you don't need to grow, you don't need to change, the world owes you success, the world needs to accommodate you, that you can be arrogant, you can assume that every man in your life is a sexist bigot, and if they challenge you, well, it's because they want to keep you down. It's almost as if woke feminists don't want us to be the best versions of ourselves, but instead be the worst versions of men. Like all the bad things we accuse men of being, arrogant, bigoted, or disagreeable. I think Brie Larson is a great example of this. She is the true embodiment of woke feminism.
I did my stunts because I thought that that's what everyone did, and then
Tom Cruise, I mean?
no, I want to be the first me, not the next Tom Cruise. Thank you very much.
Well, you know, I mean, he does his own stunts, you know.
As someone who is at the top of her career, Brie Larson doesn't take the opportunity to give credit to the unsung heroes of movie making like her stunt double, but instead needs to tell everyone just how awesome she is.
Work at being the best person that I can be and using this platform for as much as I can. It doesn't mean, is that like a personal attack or something?
This video, I want to talk about this video specifically where she is answering people's who's questioning in Google. There's a comparison video in YouTube where the same thing, same topic, same questions almost, and they're asking those questions to Brie Larson and Elizabeth Olsen. I think she's the one who played the Wanda or the Scarlet Witch. When you compare those two persons' answers, you see that Brie Larson is actually spreading too much negativity towards her answers. She is not like graceful, or she's not taking this as something, you know, like a game. It's actually a game. You just play and you answer the best answer that you can find, and you go with it and you move on to the next question. That's how it is. But she always answered this with this negative aura from her answers that was coming out, and then you see Elizabeth Olsen's answers, and she was very graceful and very respectful and very informative and quite intelligent when she was answering her questions. She's going simple and smooth and all this. And then Brie Larson, who was answering the same questions, she's like, I mean, she is very, very, negative person, I think. And that's the word I'm going for. So I think, yeah, Brie Larson being the best example for being the for this woke feminism thing is the perfect choice, I think. And I cannot think about any other female characters right now to actually overstep Brie Larson and put her in that position. So, great example.
In closing, this is not feminism. This is toxic femininity. But what do I know? I'm probably the byproduct of years of brainwashing by the patriarchy.
Okay, I just finished watching this video, and the conclusion, I think this video actually covered like 95% of the problem that actually should have been addressed a long time ago by a female, because I've seen other men, other male YouTuber who actually address those kind of stuff. I mean, not like this beautifully executed, but they actually talk about one or two things about this same topic, and then they get cancelled, or they get bullied, the channel get down, or the channel get reported, the video get demonetized, and all this stuff. They lose their sponsorships. Stuff like this actually happened in YouTube and other platforms as well. So I've always wanted to talk about this topic with another video that was made by a female, and this video is the perfect video to actually talk to. And this video actually addressed a lot of things that I really loved, and I really like this. I really love this. I'm actually gonna subscribe to this channel now, because this is the first video that actually made a lot of sense, a lot of answers. They give a lot of answers, and that coming from a female is actually refreshing, and I'm really glad that it actually happened after a long time. I don't know if any other female YouTuber did this before, but this is the first video I actually found, and I'm very glad that she did it, and I'm thanking her for doing this. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. I'll be seeing you in the next video as well. Until then, I'll take you live. Bye.